Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy Saturday to join me. I really appreciate it. If I had it any other way and I stumbled upon a channel where a person, was talking about nothing, I might just, stay there too. Because I vibe on that. Too many people have, predetermined wants for outcomes. And I am a very much realist in that I understand nothing is ever as what it seems. The world is just, but a joy. And to quote Jim Carrey, it is but a dream, in terms of really appreciating all of the cool and good things around you, which does not include and or I guess limited to like stupid things that money can buy. Although who isn't happy if they bought, a brand new like mansion or something? It's sort of like, yeah, I get by with very little space. I can't imagine myself ever needing any sort of outrageous kind of square footage in my life. But thanks for watching the channel. I really appreciate it. Like seriously, it's the best part of my day, honestly, in a day that like I try to consist of doing nothing. Although as time goes on and I get better in my recovery, both from an addiction that happened last year and a broken limb, I am ever just more ready to take more things on, which include learning how to play rugby. I'm gonna learn how to play rugby. I'm saying it now. It might take some time, but like I watched some rugby last night, and oh boy, like I'm from the high desert dudes, and dudettes. We don't play lots of rugby down here, but that might change because I like rugby. But anyways, that's not what this vlog is about, as it would be, and that's just appropriate for the channel, right? Because if you're new, obviously, welcome. You feel me? This is a place where you can't leave comments, and I'm freaking proud of it because I want y'all to just chill. I want you to just take in the content, laugh at the dude behind the camera. Maybe I say something that's a little funny, maybe I don't. I'm not sure, but still, I just want to be that background noise. Uh-huh. I was literally gonna make a vlog about baby making music, but one, I wasn't sure if I already had, which is kind of like, I mean, I'm sort of like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go through and see if any of the more than 400 videos now have, baby making music as a part of the title. But regardless, I decided to not go with that and to go with what we're going to be talking about now, finally, which is scary movies. Okay, so dudes and dudettes. This is something that I'm hearing lots of like, I don't know, older people say, like in terms of, plus I've said it, like come on now, like, who's a part of the dude club and has never said dude? At least like thousands of times over the course of their life. Seriously, whether it be like when you're 5 and you're watching Ninja Turtles or you're 36 and making vlogs about nothing. Full circle, full circle. And so yeah, I like scary movies, and I think it's interesting because earlier I'm at the thrift store, right? And like I wish I could live at the thrift store, I mean seriously, seriously. Like I would like envision my future like in this like old school bodega where I live on the second floor and I just walk down into my workplace, which is like, like this whole place that thrifts. And people bring in all their really cool stuff and like I just get to know them and everything. I think that'd be kind of cool. But horror movies, is a vibe. And I was at the thrift store and I found for the first time, like I'm so happy. I'm so happy because it's always been like on my list. I've had the privilege of owning tens of thousands of VHS titles. I'm not joking. Like at this point, I am dead on this. Like, in terms of the pejorative way in a slang to say that I feel really madly, massively about something. You know? I was telling my roommate this the other night. I was like, hey, if there's one thing that this, unemployed, totally poor dude has accomplished in his life, right? Other than Vlogs About Nothing, which is the greatest achievement that I've ever been able to be a part of. But honestly, a close second is the fact that, like, I was that like middle class kid, you know what I mean, with like the working parents, and we'd go over to Blockbuster, and I'm the oldest of five, so there's all these other little people too, you know. So things are expensive. Whatever, you feel me? I mean, lots of kids, lots of money. I mean, it's kind of common sense, you know. But like, I mean, I say this to kind of slightly bag on my parents, right? I mean, obviously, no offense. I'm just saying, like, I grew up where like we'd go into a Blockbuster, and like I'm now as an adult, I'm safely assuming that like without like $100, we weren't getting many places because like video stores were expensive, so forth. But anyways, I have these vivid memories of going through like Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, all of like this the B grade VHS shops on the side of the street, where like I would be like, man, I wish I could have all these tapes. I wish I could just take them home and just like, and who would, what do you know? What do you know? 36 years old, and I'm telling the public that I've owned tens of thousands of VHS titles throughout the course of my life, none of which have brought me anything remotely like cool in the form of like financial stability or like financial success, right? Because ultimately I've been an American loser, as it would be. Quintessential example, poster boy baby. And like, I'm not ashamed of that, it's not like I haven't tried. It's just I fail miserably sometimes. Well, I guess every time up until now. Hopefully, so it's sort of just like here we are. But horror movies. Earlier, I'm at the thrift store. I find a bunch of really good movies. I find Child's Play. I find Nightmare on Elm Street. I find Halloween, and not just like many copies of many different numerical pieces of them. Like I didn't find the first Halloween, I found Halloween 4 and Halloween 5. I did find the first Nightmare on Elm Street, which I'm so excited about because it's a really hard movie to find on VHS, especially for $1. So I'm like pumped about that. Plus, I found a movie called They Live on VHS, and okay, I don't know about it, but like I've heard about it. I've heard about it on documentaries. I've heard about it on like collector lists and vlogs, and not vlogs, but blogs, written stuff by people, about that stuff. And like, long story short, obviously, it's also worth like $80 on eBay. I own an eBay store. I collect and resell VHS tapes, so there's a theme here. It's sort of like it's what I love to do. I love VHS tapes. I love horror movies. And I love today because it was the first day that I found really cool freaking movies. I mean, like, when when the line in my neck is like throbbing, I'm very excited. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, I'm very excited right now because I have all these I found about like $300 MSRP and old vintage VHS tapes for like $5. So like, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. And I say that because like I've been trying to grow the eBay store out again, and again, this is just one of those things I failed miserably at so far in my life, meaning that by now, and I stayed on point and blah blah blah, and not been so stupid, I mean, seriously, what is it with dudes and stupidity? I mean, seriously, my fellow gentlemen out there, I'm right there with you, like, why are we so stupid? I am convinced it's just a part of being a dude, And I'm speaking to all males here, it doesn't matter how you identify sexually. And I was telling my roommate this earlier. I was like, I'm convinced that just dudes, we're dumb. Sometimes, even the best of us, we just make the dumbest decisions. We just behave in the dumbest of mannerisms, and, shout out to the good, like, to the dudes with, like, fathers who communicate with them and help them, like, navigate through life and learn how to be, this always and forever failed facade of a Homo sapien because men are flawed and that we are stupid. I'm just saying, and it's laughable because again, I know this. I know this for a fact. I'm talking about my eBay store right now. We're jumping from, like a couple different topics here. Overall, the theme is horror movies, but what I'm saying is that in retrospect, I really are I can't stock these new VHS titles that I got today in the eBay store because it's only been open for a few months now, and again, more importantly, it's like the fifth attempt to try and do something financially meaningful in my life as it concerns those things that people like that are needed: financial stability and like money. This is needed. And again, I'm not like huge fan for the Benjamin. I'm more pro Harriet Tubman. I can't wait till she's on the $20 bill. And then I'll be all for cash. And then ironically the government will stop printing cash and Harriet Tubman will only have been on a 20 for like 5 years, and god dang it, I'm just saying whatever. I'm pro Tubman. I'm not so much for the Benjamins. But, like, I feel you. Like, I would lie to you if I've never said that I didn't feel good with a Benjamin in my pocket. That's a weird thing to say. Seriously. Like, think about what I just said there. Like, I think I just said I am not the person that can say I don't enjoy the feeling of a good Benjamin in my pocket. I just, take it as you may. I hope that you guys, in terms of just that's a funny joke. All right, you guys have a really good night, and I will talk to everyone really soon. Okay, bye, bye.